it's time to get into the do-or-die matches, even though we're not into bracket play just yet. As everyone knows, as you get into the latter stages of pool play, it becomes just that, as you say, a must-win here for BH3 if they want to stay alive. Otherwise, we will have our results cemented in Group A. Let's take a look at the series layout here.
Yeah, we're going to see some different game types. A lot of similar ones yesterday through pool play, but today we're going to start off with a bit of King of the Hill on Solitude. Then we have Slayer Recharge. Neutral Bronze Fortress as a game number 3. Stronghold's Live Fire and Aquarius Slayer just hanging on at the end if we do require them. But with the way that TSM finished yesterday, Andy, with that huge Game 5 50-49 win over Optic Gaming, not only did that send shockwaves through the tournament and the potential brackets, but I think it's just filled them with a lot of belief about what they could possibly achieve here at this tournament as well.
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous, potent combo for the players of TSM, right? Because they're coming in already with the chemistry, with the experience, and with the confidence, but now, right, they got the results to back it up. I think a lot of teams across the bracket are going to be fearing this. You and I got to catch Last Shot this morning, actually, talking to him about, he was kind of shaking his head. He's like, for some reason, these brackets can never be normal, right? It's always got to be a shakeup, and this time it's TSM shaking things up. Really impressed with what we've seen from them so far, and can't wait to see what they do in this series as well. It's a little bit, of course, with already being 2-0 here, maybe a little bit of a cushion and a comfort for them in this series where they're expected to take it. On the other side, though, BH3, they're going to have to show up in a big way. This is their tournament life on the line. They need to win this, and not just this, but they need to perform thereafter in the pool. TSM, though, going to try to make quick work and continue on. Get ready for championship bracket play. King of the Hill Solitude, your game number 1.
Yeah, one thing TSM don't want to do here is just slip up. You know, you've done the hard work in the pool. You've beaten the higher seeded teams, and sad 2-0 at the moment. You want to close out. You want to be 3-0 through pools and going into that bracket play feeling good and feeling just as good as you were at the end of the day yesterday. Also, just want to give a quick shout out to BH3 here, coming through the open bracket, of course, and European team really trying to fight and solidify their place as one of the top European teams. And a shout out to Septiq as well, who's not only back competing, but an old teammate of mine, Andy. He's a team with me. He's come a long way since then.
Wise man teaming with you. Nice double off the opening here for Druk. Actually, let's make it a triple. What a start for them. I think last player is going to be here in blue, so they'll wrap for some more kills and they'll put some time on the board.
All of BH3 just stuck and spawning together in and around blue at the moment, which is not where you want to be here. You can see SoulSnipe on a little flank round trying to catch a few players off, but Septiq and BastosS will carve an opening here. But a couple of good shots and a bit of chain damage coming in from that shock rifle should make this a pretty easy clean-up here for SoulSnipe. It will be indeed. Now he looks for the triple. Gonna take on Mose. A little bit of help will come on from Druk to clean that one up, but Mose wins the fight. This is a little bit of a scrappy start here.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it looks like kind of a little bit of a scrappy and rush because we can't lose TSM mindset, right? This is how they play really against anyone. They're just going to be flying at full speed, but feels like they're going to get away with even a bit more against a team like BH3. Like we said, BH3 is going to have to be ready for the speed and aggression all game long.
Druk probably the standout player for me yesterday on TSM. Some of the stats he was putting up in that Optic series, very impressive. And starting off a very similar pattern here, 6-2 as we see his second death happen right in front of our very eyes. Taulek as well, you saw the pop-up from him yesterday against Optic Gaming when they won that. A couple of choice emotes towards the green wall who was supporting Optic, and we'll have to see if Optic do get their revenge a little bit later in this tournament. But for now, it looks like an element of control is being held by TSM, as we were essentially tied up on this bottom hill, but now they're sneaking into somewhat of a lead.
Couldn't agree more. Very choice emotes. I gotta say, you're making a lot of enemies here in Dallas, Texas, if you're trying to get in a 4 dead, by the way, which should be a TSM, maybe even finish off of this spawn rotation. You're making a lot of enemies if you start to gesture towards the green wall in Dallas, Texas. You might want to actually have some security escorts for him for the rest of the weekend, to be completely honest. Just another tick here for TSM. It's also going to be a camo for SoulSnipe.
Sunriiz is going to spot him out here. This could be a really important win for Sunriiz, but he can't manage to connect with that final shot. SoulSnipe will outshoot him and now step in towards that hill. There's another easy cleanup, and that will be the hill. And the first point on the board here for TSM is 4 dead as well for BH3 off the rotate, and you can see that SoulSnipe has already spotted out a spawner, and that is going to mean split spawns here for BH3 as he puts some bullets into Sunriiz, who gets taken down already.
He also, I'm not sure if it was completely intentional, but even with that camo time, and they baited for a second while they got 3 dead, and they finished the hill, so I think there's a little bit of intention there as well. That will now let them rotate, and it feels like they're really just grabbing control of this game. Druk already 9-3 off the opening.
3 dead again for BH3 here, just really struggling to get on the map. And those split spawns, so difficult when you got 4 bandit rifles versus 2. Taulek's still alive here in blue. BastosS will finally clean him out, but this is just all these battles are taking place over 50% of the way. on the map, away from where that hill is at the moment. And even though BastosS is trying to force his way forward, outputting some damage, it seems like TSM are doing a great job of just holding BH3 back at the moment. They've already got 3/4 of this hill capped.
Shock in hand though for BH3. See if Sunriiz can do anything. No, he's immediately wiped. It was 4 dead. BastosS is your first spawner, so this will be more time, and it will be also, you can just tell based on the positioning, a finish for TSM on the second hill.
Taulek's already in the flank and already looking to secure the snipe spawns for them as well. So Septiq does get that win, which means that they will have blue and snipe, so TSM will have to break the setup and the positioning that BH3 has. And Mose with a little bit of momentum, picking up the double kill in and around blue, should mean that BH3 will have good positioning to step inside of that hill. But Manny still has that shock rifle and has the opportunity to pick up a couple of kills here to maybe even the numbers up. Mose is going to shut that down.
Interestingly, no thrust used there. Palm instead die with it, so we'll see who grabs the shock and the thrust. SoulSnipe, by the way, puts up the camo and gets an easy wipe. They are 2 down though, so he needs to be selective with his shots. Gets punished there. Look at the progress here. BH3 not out of the game just yet.
Like we mentioned, BH3, there's some experience on this team. You know, look at Mose now. He's been competing for a long, long time. He was part of that Fuse roster way back when in Halo 5 that kind of was a trend-setting team. Got Europe's best ever placing. Actually, at a DreamHack event, that was as well. A lot of time has dispersed between that performance and now. But they are over halfway to capping this hill. TSM really a long way away from even challenging the position of that hill. Mose should be able to get this kill. Doesn't overextend there to give a trade away. I like that decision-making coming in from Mose.
Yeah, really nicely done there. A lot of players, you know, especially against players on TSM, you might lose that battle. You might get juked, challenging from ledge into yard. But as you said, he's been doing it for a long time and does not fall victim to the wiggles. Instead, Manny now going to start scoring, and they're going to try to play a little bit of heartbreak on this third hill, see if they can steal this and scoop this out, 2 dead each side. Yeah,
BastosS with a nice double kill though. He's going to be able to pressure Manny out of this hill, so really good play from BastosS to create that opening here for BH3 to at least contest. Mose will get another one as well, and BastosS gets the trade in that situation, so 2 dead for TSM once again, and it will be a point on the board here for BH3 as we now move towards the driveway.
Big important hill, you know, going down 3-0, of course. The game would really be already written. Instead, now 2-1 with a lot of game time left. 2:45 left on the clock, and BH3 finds not only signs of life here, but they're right back in this match. Sunriiz, last player alive on Yard BR. Druk with an important kill on the perfect as well.
Lovely shots coming in from Druk, just continuing from what we saw yesterday from him. BastosS has got the timing to get into Yard, though, to at least challenge and create some space, and he actually gets the kill. BastosS, even though he's sat at 10 and 15 in this game, he's created a lot of openings in the, I would say, since that third hill for BH3 to create opportunities to get towards that objective. SoulSnipe's going to get away with that camo, but when you look at the position on the map, BH3 have control here.
Yeah, I like this. Good setup. SoulSnipe, there had 2 dead. He had to grab the camo solo. Now has the shock, and he gets also the break in the opener. It's 3v3 on the push.
Taulek will find one. Septiq gets another one as well with the pancake. SoulSnipe on the flank at the moment. BastosS going to be last alive now. Just goes up to the goal ledge. Easy shot there for SoulSnipe. Even easier when BastosS has no idea that you're aiming at him.
Really nice work there from SoulSnipe. Just really calm, mature decision making. You know, even though you lose 2 in yard, you slowly get the camo. I think BH3 has to do more there, right? They have to at least challenge that camo, or at least challenge the shock. They give up both for free. And as you can tell, the control didn't mean much because TSM's already leading on this hill as well.
Well, 3 dead there for TSM momentarily. Taulek is going to try and catch Sunriiz off guard as one of the last alive. He still has control of the loop, and you can see the spawners will be able to get up the map to join him. So BH3, the kills they were picking up were a little bit staggered there, but 2 players managed to flush him out of that loop, and they are still inside of this hill here. So TSM are struggling a little bit to get across the map. 3 dead once again for TSM. Septiq's got himself a shock rifle, and all of a sudden we could have a tie game very soon.
Taulek, last player alive in blue. Mose wisely just goes ledge. Love this play from Mose. He could have wrapped, he would have gotten caught in blue, as you can tell. Instead, he now just holds the position. Look at these ticks. They should have the timing to finish this one out. They will.
Just got to be careful here, BH3, that they don't let this one slip. It's a real opportunity, but now Sunriiz finds himself as last alive. SoulSnipe goes in, no stick as well, so BH3, who was so close to converting that hill, now have to go for a 4 break. They have to get 4 on the map. They do have time for a push, but they've got to time this perfectly.
Yeah, it has to be perfect, and the kills need to start coming in right now.
Sunriiz flies forward. He knows that something has to be done. A couple of kills get picked up again by BastosS. It's a 2v2. Mose is trying to force his way towards that hill, but Manny showing that experience, just steps out for a second. Support SoulSnipe, but here comes Sunriiz.
Look at this.
He's there, Sunriiz with 2. And all of a sudden, BH3 will tie the game up at 2-2 thanks to the man on your screen.
Oh my God, Mose and Sunriiz with a brave driveway push. Reminiscent of Normandy, you might say, just going straight uphill, no shields, and Sunriiz picks up both of them. That was not an easy 1v2 against the players at TSM. And they also get a camo off the back of it. They get kills off the back of it. What a huge play in the game. Only 80 seconds or so on the game clock. My God.
They have snipe control as well. They have the spawns that they require here, BH3. TSM are a little bit stuck in and around the loop and yard. They're going to have to get some numbers before they can think about pushing. They do get that first pick. SoulSnipe's trying to make a little bit of a play on the off angle. BastosS with more good damage coming in here, who's now 17 and 19. So that run is starting to reflect a little bit. The statistics. A trade comes in from Sunriiz. It's 2v2 on the map at the moment. SoulSnipe finds the one onto Mose, and Septiq finds himself as the pretty much the last alive here. TSM have managed to break the snipe setup, and they will stop the game clock as well as they step inside of that hill. 1 minute and 4 seconds left on the clock.
Druk way outside. We'll see how he rotates here. He's going to maybe try to get behind them in blue. This yard battle's an important one. Once again, two players, no shields. It's a lot of two-man pushes and buddy system coming in from BH3.
Manny has the shock again. This is one thing that we haven't seen a huge amount of control of from BH3 is this weapon in particular. Sunriiz though with a perfect onto Taulek, showing that he can get the bandit, he can get the job done, and once again the buddy system is working here for BH3. Two players push that loop. SoulSnipe will clear them both out though, and now you can see a 2v2 on the map. Manny has to try and go forward. BastosS and Sunriiz combining on the snipe side to try and shut this push down, but it's going to be 3 dead, and it will be a break here for TSM.
Really big. Septiq's also a spawner. Moses split way in Hotel. This is going to be a tough break here for BH3 based on the spawns and the damage right now.
Camo coming up as well. Septiq's trying to pressurize, but Manny and Druk will combine for 2. This could be heartbreak here for BH3. 3 dead for them. Third cap goes in for TSM. They get the camo off the back of it as well, and now they have that one hill cushion.
And the camo as well. 48 seconds. Presumably going to play time here and only time. And they really have the spawn rotations. They've kept 1 or 2 dead for the last, you could say 90 seconds or so minimum.
Now TSM just have to think about trading kills out. BH3 they were like this. They're forcing TSM to think about the objective. Sunriiz is going to just step inside. Mose is going to find a kill. He's going to say to TSM, if you want to kill us, you're going to have to come towards us. Gets another one here onto Manny as well. The only problem is with this bottom middle hill, it is the scrappy one. It is the one where you can burn a little bit of time, but BH3 is still inside of it. TSM, like you say, we're 2 dead.
Really nicely done from Sunriiz, especially if he gets another one here. That'd be huge. I love the hill bait, though. He drops out of hill to kill a guy in dip, and then in blue as well. Gets away with it. 20 seconds on the game clock. And with 3 dead now, this could be it.
Could be it. Really should be it here for TSM. Even though BH3 have made a couple of hero pushes towards the end of some of these hills with just 8 seconds to go, TSM are finding themselves 2 dead. BH3 are inside of that hill. They're stacking it as well.
Legend snipe right now. Well, they're going to get the kills here as well. 5 seconds on the game clock. They're still scoring.
Mose is on the flank as well. Sunriiz taken down. SoulSnipe now has to take the 1v1, but BastosS cleans him out. Mose is going to fly in towards bottom middle, but he is last alive. He will be taken down, and even though BH3 throw everything at TSM, it will be TSM who come out with the win at 3-2.
SoulSnipe was never worried. As you can tell, smile on his face. Just another Saturday morning at the office.
Got Druk hydrate.
Well-hydrated Druk, you can tell by his gameplay. And TSM looks strong, they look confident. Some solid breaks there from BH3. Let's not forget TSM was leading 2-0. BH3 makes the game very interesting, proving that they have earned their spot in this pool out of the open bracket. However, TSM with very, very good late game management. And in the end, they make sure they got the kills that they needed to close that one out. But let's be honest, we were about 2 to 3 seconds away and maybe 1 kill away from that game going the distance. Continuing on, take a look at some stats from our game number 1.
Looking on the TSM side, it's Taulek who has the standout when it comes to KD, 28 and 17 for him. Druk again, a very, very good game for him, 23 and 19. On the other side is BastosS, 23 kills, some of them very, very influential to those hills going in the way of BH3. Sunriiz, 21 and 19 for him. You're looking at damage stats, Taulek, a massive, massive standout. Only player breaking 8K. No one else breaking 7.
Damage. Taulek. Dear God. That man came ready to play today. Take a look at some highlights from that game number 1. Nice little back and forth game with some hills down to the wire. And if you're a BH3 fan, you like what you saw. However, you're probably aware TSM has come to play this weekend. But still, quite back and forth through the mid-game mark.
It's interesting to just take a note of the particular game type we're playing as well here. You know, King of the Hill is more of a static game type where you're playing around that objective and kind of working your way around that objective. Historically, we always talked about TSM being a team that thrives in the chaos, where there's a map or mode which kind of encourages movement, encourages you to push and create opportunities. More kind of, like you say, a setup-based game type. And I think TSM, historically, maybe one of their weaker ones. They do come out with a win, of course, but BH3 really did give them a good run here. This play from Sunriiz, by the way, just run it through the bullets, the flames, the fire, all that good stuff to get that double kill to secure that hill.
Yeah, very Saving Private Ryan-esque. And slides up, picks up kills. Really nicely done. As you said, the game would have been over if he doesn't get that one, but also SoulSnipe, they play this so well. Mose tries to make something happen, but he's in a 1v3 to close out the game. And not much you can do there. Still a great game 1, though, and indicates that we could have still a pretty interesting series on our hands as we take a look ahead at what's to come. Slayer Recharge going to be your game number 2. Then into Neutral Bomb Fortress at minimum. We'll see if BH3 could push this one the distance, but TSM looking strong right now.
Yeah, good start for TSM, just to get that win on the board as well. The last thing you want to do is kind of open the door and give BH3 the confidence to believe that they can take a series like this. If they get out to that one map advantage, things feel very, very different for them. BH3 waiting to get this game number 2 underway, where if you're enjoying a little bit of Recharge Slayer, well, we'll keep it there. We'll stay here on Recharge.
Big fan of this game type. As we said, it can play a variety of ways, really depends on how wide open the game may or may not get blown, depending on exactly how the timing of the kills go. As you said, the power-ups, it is a game type where if you don't have the advantages, you really don't want to be pushing your top 8 cats, pushing through bats. But when you do get those openings, when you do get the man advantage, the opportunities present themselves. We're underway here, TSM leading 1-0 in the series.
Couple of trades early on, but a good little duo inside of the turbine there from BH3. Managed to take Druk down. We're tied up a 2-2, but most importantly, the power-up has been picked up here by SoulSnipe. So he's going to have the first camo of the game here. And he's going to have a nice flank onto Mose, and he might create an opportunity for Druk to move in and get that shock rifle as well. So TSM have got all the goodies now.
I like that from SoulSnipe. You thought he might play that slow, instead he just breaks the door down with the BR, kicks it in and says, actually, we're coming into red pipes. Gives them a narrow lead here, not as much as you might expect off of a camo opening, 6-4.
Taulek gets the kill without trading. Onto Sunriiz there. 2-kill advantage now for TSM. Make that 3 as he cleans up some damage from a teammate to take down Mose as well. It's Druk now who has that shock rifle in his hands. He's got a couple more shots left with it. He's going to line one up onto BastosS here. Can't quite connect, so the Shroud will go down. A lot of info collected here by TSM on where the setup is from BH3 and where those players are all trapped. 3 of them at the top of gold here.
This is not going to be easy. A 1v2. Druk makes it look easy. Very nice connect there. Eventually going to get pushed off of Bat Ledge just a bit, but stays alive long enough to somehow do cross-map damage on Mose, and that's probably going to be cleaned up. Really nicely done. This is so well handled from Druk. The positioning there, the patience on Bat Ledge.
Yeah, really, really strong play there from Druk, just valuing his life, knowing that his teammates were in a position to take their own individual fights, and when he got that damage call out, he was able to recommit to some of those fights. And now BH3 are in a little bit of a blender here. They are getting split spawn, they are taking damage, they are not able to get 4 on the map. And that's why you're seeing 17-7, the score is starting to get a little bit out of hand for them here.
Let's not forget it was just 6-4 moments ago, but my goodness, has TSM ever started to run away with it. Taulek as well, it's a killing spree. Let's check out the vibes with a listen in on TSM.
Top red. I'm still top red.
Guys, stacks or no?
I can't see him, man.
I don't mean.
Long. These guys still top red.
Yeah, he's gonna kill me. Long full shields, guys. Long full shields going trippy corner. This guy's brain dead.
Yeah, he's triple corner to bottom.
And grapple. Trippy corner, grapple, guys.
C-plat and bottom mid.
Yeah, very good. Yep. Still bottom mid.
Bottom mid.
Shaw, bottom mid, Mose.
A shot.
Bottom mid, hitting you. BastosS kind of weak. I shot
glass.
Glass also weak, going top red, one shot.
I think one more rest, one more.
I opened up A, I opened up A.
Okay, cut that long guy.
I don't think so. No.
Spawning heaven, maybe?
Yeah. They're all you.
Okay, hell.
Yeah, I'm in.
Two health,
gonna kill me.
Two in red. Two health, Joe, weak.
Yeah, I'm just hiding.
Two in red, one Pepper, one Mando.
They're top 8.
enemy halfway to
Shock at
victory.
15.
No, no, he's not.
You can bottom mid. Oh, I'm fucking dead, bro.
No, long haul, long haul.
Let's hold long.
Yeah, what the
Guys, still bottom mid, please.
Bottom mid.
Hard hit, yeah. Try bottom mid.
Top mid, one shot.
Top 800.
Top bottom mid, clear.
There's a guy top 8.
Nice job.
Top mid killed me.
Yeah, top right is third.
He's gonna go turban, Jordan.
Oh, he's on me.
TSM sound very chill, very calm. Also questioning the intelligence of some of the players on the BH3 side, which is, you know, maybe a way to get yourself locked into the game. SoulSnipe looking pretty good at the moment. It's 6 and 4 for him, and he's got a shock.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a little bit too calm, and it's because of the way that they're controlling this map. The lead that they've given themselves has provided such a cushion where, as you heard, most of the comments from Trey were simply, nice job. 2 moments later, nice job. Everyone
doing that.
Yeah, keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Keep doing that again.
Nearly doubling the score of their opponents at 32-18. It's a walk in the park in game number 2 so far.
We mentioned how the power has been controlled by TSM. Well, you're seeing it on your screen right now. SoulSnipe still has this shock rifle in his hand. He's taking no damage whatsoever, but the 2 kills going the way of BH3 might have to start worrying a little bit about some pressure coming in. Now that he knows where the spawns are, though, he's just going to rotate away from the push that's coming in from BH3 towards his spawning teammates. Be careful those Battle Edge nades, though.
We'll get you.
That's a power on the map now for BH3. Septiq is going to get that next camo.
Oh, get back whacked as well. Not worth the bat. Little team nade there, just to make sure you're awake. You know, can't let the lead get too far ahead without a little team nade. Just keep everyone on their toes. Septiq trying to win this battle. Able to get away, but doesn't get a kill. Regardless, though, 36-27. I think with 3 dead here on the BH3 side, yes, they want to get back in this game, but more importantly, I think they want to stay mentally in the series, right? Yeah. At least, even if you're going to go down in this game number 2, which right now the score would indicate could happen, I think they need to find some footing in this game type just to stay alive in the series. But it's back-to-back 3 deads, and now, just like that, they're only down by 6.
Oh, Sunriiz could have won that one and just kept that death down. And TSM got to be careful here because it's just started to slip a bit here. They got a little bit careless, a little bit reckless. A couple of 3 or 4 deads, like you say, has given BH3 an opening. And now it's looking like a very different game. 6 kills the difference between the 2 teams off the back of the camo pickup, which wasn't particularly effective. But it has created something for BH3 to think about a comeback with.
2 kills come in there for Taulek, making it 39-31, and
Enemy
things
team
like that. Now with 3 dead, gonna make things all the more difficult. Now, just like that, what was a 6-kill lead is now an 11-kill lead at 42-31. It's a fantastic push from TSM. They keep 3 dead as well. This really should be the home stretch.
Yeah, it looks like TSM managed to get 4 back on the map, have managed to just put a bit more pressure onto BH3 and pick up a couple of kills unanswered, which has given them that cushion back. Sometimes little moments like that just re-lock you in where you can do 7 or 8 kills without really doing too much. Like, okay, guys, let's just relax. Let's go back to what we know is going to be successful here. Next camo coming up as well. 4 to go now for TSM to go up by 2.
Impressed there with TSM, as you said, the bounce back the way that they did not let themselves lose control of the game whatsoever. It was the exact opposite here with 48 kills on the board.
2 to go here for TSM before they're 2 up. Shock rifle
laughing.
in the hands of Taulek, who's having a great time.
They're just smiling and laughing. As we said, this, despite the fact that the game came close a moment ago, 1 kill to go.
Septiq lined up. Taulek wants his final kill, you can tell. Everyone's running in, they just want to trade. They know that all they need to do is get that 1 kill. Manny's going to get it. Taulek all smiles, understandably so, just in the last moments of that game, as TSM will now be up by 2. And they're 1 game away from being perfect in pools. They're having a great time.
They are having a blast.
Having a great. Can we just like go to the listening now?
I was going to say.
I don't think we're allowed to do that, are we?
We got yelled at last time we did that. Got a content warning from the FCC.
I just got confirmed from our producer that we are definitely not.
Definitely not doing that. They said, yeah, got in all sorts of trouble. But I tell you what, TSM's not in trouble. That's what TSM stands for, actually. As they're having a blast, as you said. And I tell you what, if you didn't catch this exact TSM roster years ago, these guys are known for having a blast. The friendship, the chemistry, it is on display yet again. Smile on the face of Trey as well. And I'll tell you what, it's hard not to root for these guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you see a bunch of dudes who love Halo just laughing on the main stage, it's a lot of fun to watch, and the games have been impressive so far. They find themselves now just 1 game away from closing out Pool A.
One thing I've always enjoyed about TSM as well is they enjoy each other's success as much as their own. You know, it really is a brotherhood. You always see it online. You see the discourse between the players. They love playing together. It's great to see them all back together as well, being able to play under the TSM banner as well, which I think is an amazing thing. A great pickup for TSM, of course, who came into the Halo scene this year. But to get this roster back together under that banner, I think it's maybe the start of something pretty special for these guys.
I agree. It feels like with the history they've had, and as you can see, the chemistry they have, taking down Optic Gaming, just in case you missed it yesterday. Take a look at the stats here. 50-38 was your final score. We'll interrupt that thought just to take a look at the scoreboard very quickly. It was Manny at 16 and 14, but even bigger margins coming in from Taulek at 14 and 7. He was smiling for good reason.
Everybody positive apart from Druk. Maybe that's what they were laughing about. Maybe they were highlighting that to him. But yeah, for BH3, unfortunately, this kind of looking like it could be the end of the road if they aren't able to get the win in this series. They will, of course, have to play Optic still, but some highlights here. This shot from Druk just kind of sums up a lot of what we saw from Druk yesterday. There's just this general sequence after that, staying alive, the rest of the team being able to keep him alive by winning their individual fights. It's just great teamwork from TSM. It's what we've known them for over the years.
Yeah, and I also love, like we said, there was a moment where this game came within 5. Towards the late game, to be honest, BH3, it took way too long for them to find their footing, but I don't really fault BH3. I think it was just very good gameplay from TSM that kept them in the blender. But I love what I saw from TSM. They slowed the game down when they needed to, and when it came within 5, moments later, it was an 11-kill lead. Just really well done. As we said, all laughs, all smiles for TSM, and to be honest, the only people unhappy is probably much to the chagrin of the United States Customs and Border Patrol guards that tried to keep Druk out of this country for so long. And guess what?
Do.
They are shaking their fists in their back rooms right now.
Yep.
Should have kept that guy longer. Have that tab open. Get that on the second monitor. Maybe a mobile device. Maybe a tablet.
Maybe an analog device.
Get the frequency correct on your FM radio. You can pick up all the vibes, all the feeds in analog 8K audio. Twitch.tv/HCS once again.
But once again, game type stays the same as we move the series back to our main stage. We see TSM and BH3. It's going to be neutral bomb once again. Lots of sniper rifles available for us here, and I kind of want to see it in the hands of Druk. I've got to be honest, he's always a fun sniper to watch. He reminds me a little bit of Legit, the way that he would snipe. He gets really hot sometimes, and he's just a lot of fun to watch. But it's going to be Septiq on the MK. He's going to pick it up on the BH3 side. Taulek is going to get it here on the TSM side, but he's last alive. You can see the overshield has been popped, it's been picked up. BastosS gets a little bit of help from Mose. There's an opportunity for BH3 to have 2 sniper rifles and an overshield off the rip here.
I like the comparison to Legit. Also, let's not forget the headwear accessory also being a huge factor in the sniping as well. Many of you who watched days of Halo 2 will understand just how important headwear accessories can be to the game.
Manny's managed to get a sniper rifle back here for BastosS, and
Surgical.
lovingly inserts a bullet to the back of his head. Mose gets taken down as well. It's going to be Sunriiz last alive now as TSM are trying to hunt for this final kill. You can hear him.
Downstairs.
Gets the kill finally. 3 dead again for BH3, but where is that bomb? It's being armed, and Taulek is in your armory. Wow. He's got a sniper rifle, and that is very efficient work here from TSM, and BH3 is still 3 dead.
Wow, that is fast. We just got done. Jeez, SoulSnipe not done yet. 3 dead yet again. Take a look at the outslaying here. Just got players that on BH3 still on 1 kill. Meanwhile, Manny over here on 5 and 3. Jeez, Sunriiz somehow ducks under the tag, but still, the pressure continues. We just got done talking about how it took Optic around 80 to 100 kills on their first arm. The first time we saw them on the main stage, and instead, TSM, their recent opponents, they armed the bomb within 1 minute, which is pretty unheard of, to be honest, at this level.
Yeah, very, very efficient stuff coming in from TSM with that bomb arm, and now they can afford to just play the Slayer game if they want to, just pin back BH3 into their base. Really big challenge there coming in from SoulSnipe as well to win that one. BH3 find themselves 2 dead again.
Overshield bottom mid about to pop. Could determine the next swing without a doubt. Keep an eye on that as the ring battle will begin.
Manny just being so frustrating. I think Septiq actually managed to pick up that overshield. He didn't need, but he's just getting nuked. At the moment, a lot of shrapnel, a lot of fragmentation pieces heading towards him from those grenades. That means the overshield is gone, and now his life is. No, didn't really get to do much with that. Poor old Rob.
Yeah, pretty impressed with the overshield meltage coming in from TSM, because they're able to shut that down right away, even though they will repulse there on the bomb. Even though they were not able to grab it, they were able to put all the guns and nades on it. shut that overshield down, make sure that it was not a factor in the battle.
Goes for the sticky repulse. Doesn't quite manage to nail the timing in that particular play. Looks like Mose is the saving grace at the moment for BH3. He's the only player who's managed to get into the positive for them. Sunriiz is evens, but Mose at 8 and 6. SoulSnipe under a little bit of pressure, but one thing that's a bit of a concern here is just the bomb progress for BH3. Haven't really been able to get it onto the TSM side of the map whatsoever, and Taulek's inside of your base, and he's hunting for the respawners. And maybe the sniper rifle as well.
Able to play it there, will go down. And he's just brawling here, like Dyson's punch out. He's able to pick up another kill and gonna punch anyone that might get in his way as he continues to escort the bomb to K.
Now we get to see some Druk with the snipe.
Gotta work.
Very kind of him not to connect with the sniper bullet, just pull out the bandit, clean up that one. There's one to the body of Sunriiz. Septiq's got to be careful here. Druk knows you're there. So that kill will be picked up elsewhere. 2 dead here on the side of BH3. Druk might have to think about backing up a little bit here, but it's not really in his DNA to do so. Mose is going to be challenging from above. Just pushes him away with that repulsed. Keep that sniper rifle in the hands of TSM here. Still up by 1.
A bit of just an absolute kind of mid-map battle.
Oh!
And based off of that, let's just go ahead and go to TSM, listen.
Leave that, leave that.
There's snipe.
There's nice one. See him. Rebuild.
Two top third. Two their top targets.
One shot Mose.
There's nice one. Nice one, the archers up.
Yeah, the archers are doing their bomb.
Archers have.
Yo, there's snipe corner, Becky.
Nice job.
Snipe corner getting fucked up.
Keep slaying here.
Walking spiral, hard walking spiral.
Yeah.
There's one spawn.
Keep base for their back line.
He's gonna push me. Yeah.
I have needs your sniper.
Watch you guys.
Let's blow you, Hunter.
Watch out the side one. Watch out the port. Watch out the porch, Falk. Watch out the porch. Watch out the porch. Never dead.
I'm dead.
Nice. At least we got it.
Porch. 3 guys left. 3 guys right. 2 guys right side.
Yeah. 2 going bond. 2 going bond.
3 there. 3 there.
Shot on me. Two going bottom, Septiq. Doing one, Septiq. They're bottom, Septiq, guys. What's the bottom? Why is it right to the bottom?
Yeah, both with your bond. Look at the one. You're going.
Once again, the chill vibes coming in from TSM, and why not, right? You're up by 2, they get that second bomb arm, and they also are 2 up in the series and feeling very good. So, kind of liking this from TSM. Obviously, they're playing hard, but they're also having a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we expect to kind of hear the same exact vibe and tone of the listening, and I think that's a Taulek, managing every single step around the spiral staircase. But it's fine medieval flip. Gotta wonder canonically, right, if we think of Halo Universe taking place around 2552, how did they find this castle landscape to fight in? I'm just trying to figure out where this fits in the global picture.
Yeah, it's not,
Sorry, in the universe.
I'm not breaking down the lore of that.
I've been trying to figure it out for a long time.
It's for another
And
person who's far more intelligent and well-read than me.
feels like I'm watching A Knight's Tale and also Halo.
Where's Hidden Experience?
Yeah. Luke would be able to tell us exactly what's going on here. Overshield popping in 2 seconds.
6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game.
Thanks.
Septiq finds a combination of grenades and bullets still extremely painful, regardless of what time period you're playing in here in the Halo universe. There's the hard shot. It's always funny, isn't it? That sometimes you see the easier shots be missed, and then immediately it's like, oh, I might die if I don't hit this one, and they just hit that one.
Something about the pressure.
Yeah.
Certainly making
People
shots.
thrive under it.
It's true. That's why they're here on the main stage. 2-0 still with less than 6 minutes left in the match. And as you said, with that one bomb cushion and the way the kills are going, nice job returning to center. SoulSnipe will stay alive with 3 kills as well with the snipe. But it feels like that extra bomb cushion lets them really just slay out here and keep doing things like this.
I mean, that's a disgusting shot there from SoulSnipe, the little quick scope. Now they're looking to move that bomb. A second one gets picked up now. It's going to be 3 dead. A killing spree here for SoulSnipe. He wants the triple. They've got him trapped on the elbow. This is not where you want to be if you're BH3, especially if these grenades don't pick up kills. Sunriiz tries to peek. But now some exchange of grenades and artillery coming in. It's 3 dead again for BH3. TSM probably thinking about moving this one in.
Might even leave Mose there. And Mose wins that one from the opposite bond. Probably could have left him, but eventually he's taken down. So that kill from Mose will buy them just a little bit of time here, though. And let's not forget, 5 minutes left on the clock. If BH3 can find some magic, they can get right back in this one. It's not really indicating that's going to be possible, but let's see what they have up their sleeve.
They get the bomb back to a neutral position, and they have BastosS with the snipe in his hands, but only one bullet to work with, so it's going to have to be a bullet that counts.
He's holding on to it. He's like, I'm going to save this thing.
Overshield coming up in around 15 seconds as well. Was an interesting choice to see players pushing the elbow, not through the armory. Armory has a little bit more access off the respawn to be able to grenade that bomb arm if it does come in. Worth saving. Worth saving that bullet.
1v2 for BastosS, so he's actually going to lose the overshield. He's going to have to challenge it right about now. Nice handled by Manny. Taking minimal damage there, even though he's getting absolutely ripped from A1.
Big damage output here from Manny. Just shot 3 different players.
Love the angles there.
Very creative stuff coming in from Manny with those angles. Repulse up into the sky just to kind of draw the attention from BH3. Knocked down to the courtyard right now by the repulse. Going to be thrown back up towards the armory, which means that BH3 are going to have to go and grab it and bring it back towards mid-map again.
I love a little, just especially with a 2-0 cushion lead, just a little repulse of the bomb. It's like an extra when you're leading, maybe in a flag game, just a little toss of the flag out front. Just you deal with this. You take this. Gonna buy even more time, even more space on the map. BastosS last player alive yet again. Sunriiz spawning with him though in the cave.
Taulek at 20 and 12 here, by the way. Sniper's coming up as well.
Big numbers.
That's a neighbor death, by the way. Die just as the sniper rifles are coming up, just so you can grab yours off respawn. Smart play.
Arrived precisely when he meant to.
Sorry guys, I got outshot.
Yeah. I'll get our snipe though.
I got sniped.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll pick up snipe. It worked out. 3 minutes left now on the clock, and TSM just continuing to slay and hold down mid-map control. And as we said, it's even more punishing. That one bomb cushion really changes the dynamic of the gameplay, because even if BH3 were to, jeez, talk about getting sandwiched from both angles there, tower to tower to elbow.
Hello.
SoulSnipe then also connecting and continuing to deal damage as well. BastosS has to retreat to ring, and with overshield coming up in 15, he's going to have to figure out a way to spend the extra time in bottom mid. Never mind.
Mose is going to peek. Gets away with his life, just about. Sunriiz is going to peek as well. SoulSnipe should be able to stay alive here on the spiral with 2 bullets left to work with. Overshield comes up, Manny will grab it. Manny will pop it. TSM looking in full control of the map here. 2 minutes left still. Time for BH3 if they, to pull something off. But with the pattern of the game, and with the heavy slaying in the favor of TSM, it's looking like a pretty tough task.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing anything in that regard. Like you said, it's just been way too control-based. They continue to hold these overshields, these snipes, and also the angles that they need to. He's not done yet. Manny even gets some extra damage as well. And they keep BH3 with 2 dead. At this point, Manny is 22 and 19 as well.
Just been a complete series so far from TSM.
Yeah.
They were tested a little bit in game number 1. They managed to hold their nerve. Game number 2 looked very, very comfortable, very, very confident, and the same could be said here in game number 3 as well. Some big shots being hit, some flashy plays being made, but most importantly, efficient with the objective when they needed to be as well. 2-0. Druk's just holding this bomb bottom middle at the moment, forcing BH3 to come to him if they want to even think about getting this bomb.
Maybe it was like a medieval civilization kind of on a foreign planet that was just kind of timeline-wise.
We just haven't experienced it yet.
Quite delayed, delayed in terms of being just tier 1 civilization.
There's a lot happened in the Halo universe.
Yeah,
it's not surprising that this one slipped through the cracks in the literature.
It could be something. They're kind of like an isolated planet, right? Just
Yeah.
a bit behind that of Earth, that of Reach, everywhere else. 56 seconds left.
Interesting that the inhabitants were human-sized, due to I'm guessing by
Right.
the
I don't
armor
know.
that's inside of the armory.
Keep in mind how tall Spartans are, so actually it could.
It could be really
Actually, it could be quite big.
big humans.
Well, we don't even know if they're human.
It's true.
Just big creatures, right? But based on the tools they would have used to construct this.
Large mountains.
Yeah, a lot to think about here. 30 seconds left
30
on the clock.
seconds left.
And Druk just
2-0
milking the time.
here for TSM as a couple of grenades go down on the back stairs. Not going to be able to connect with those, but promise for BH3, the one thing they don't need is the bomb on their side of the map, because they are not going to be able to arm it in those 20 seconds. It's about survival. It's about preservation for them at the moment. It's TSM stroll, I think, is the correct word to use here towards victory in this series. And maybe they are going to look for another bomb plant here, or maybe BH3 are going to give them something to think about. Druk gets that bomb out the front of the base, though.
5 seconds left on the clock. As you said, really has been a Saturday afternoon stroll. The clock will tick down.
1 second to go, 1 second elapses. It will be TSM who top their pool. They are perfect in pools. 3-0, their final record. And 3-0 in this series as well. For BH3, unfortunately, I believe that's the end of the road for them. Even if they beat Optic Gaming, I'm pretty sure they don't have enough in the tank when it comes to games played, games won, all that kind of stuff to progress into the winner's side of the bracket and keep their tournament going. But for TSM, job done, I think is as simple as you can put it and as accurately as you can put it as well.
Yeah, really a remarkable pool play performance from them. And I think in terms of the pacing and their trajectory of their weekend, to have that series on a Saturday afternoon, it's quite a good momentum builder as well, right? They did the hard work yesterday, taking down Optic 50-49 in a game 5. So to have a series like this to look forward to just continues building the momentum, building the confidence they can take this series right into the champ bracket. I'll tell you what, as we said, the brackets are going to get interesting. They're going to get dicey based on these upsets. Take a look at the final scoreboard of the series.
Yeah, this time it's SoulSnipe who went off. We saw him with that sniper rifle in his hands. It's really, really crispy shots. 27 and 18 for him here on Fortress Bomb. Nobody really had a bad game across the board. No surprise to see that. On the TSM side, we'll take a look at the damage as well, see who was outputting the most of it. SoulSnipe and Taulek. Players who seem to have those weapons a little bit more than others, but Taulek is like, I've always said, I remember going back to year 2, I think it was, I was like talking about underrated players, and Taulek has always been in that category for me. So consistent in his shot.
They call him the Hunter. You might have noticed.
No, I think they just call him,
well.
They call him Hunter because that's
that's his first name. That's right.
Yeah.
That is his first name. But imagine though, you know how fitting that is, because of how he plays the game.
Incredible.
Oh man, we're having just as much fun as TSM up here, I think, as we get to see the highlight reel from that game, and that's really actually all it was a highlight reel. Feels like a farmer's market Saturday afternoon for them, having a stroll, coffee in hand.
You were going to say Sunday, then adjusted to Saturday, and I want to know why. Why this farmer's market is a different vibe?
No,
Saturday
it's because today's
Sunday?
Saturday.
Oh, okay. In the same way that Hunter's name is Hunter.
Oh, goodness. This is a good way to start the day and a very good way to finish pool play for the side of TSM. It is a clean sweep with a very, very convincing win, and the games only got more dominant as the series went on. It's a 3-0 finish for TSM and a 3-0 in the pool as well.
Yep, as I say, job done for TSM. 3-0 in the pools. They will be very, very happy and looking forward to bracket play. Interested to see how the tournament develops for them. I think they really have put a marker down here at DreamHack at the HCS Open Dallas. And I think that everyone who is looking at the bracket at the moment is probably not wanting to play TSM with the way that they just look like they're all buttoned up and playing extremely well. One thing I've been impressed with, by the way, is like it's not... Historically, sometimes we'd have those games with TSM where it looked a little bit reckless at times, a little bit too quick, like they're trying to force the pace, but I think there's been a good balance from them so far.